Hello guys, today I'm going to do a video on the reason why I collect the banknotes of other countries. So this collection of banknotes initially begins as simply a fun or an form of entertainment, but as you go you just know as you know more in depth, you just feel the drive to purchase new currency or to get new banknotes. So today I am going to talk about certain interesting factors that are driving force to collect banknotes. So as you can see, certain banknotes have the name of the country. This is the banknote of my own country, India, and if you can see it somewhere, Kuwait. It's Kuwait. You can see it clearly. It has the name of the country in it. But if you can see certain banknotes, they don't have. It is in no way you can find the word Belarus. There might be in its own native language. And as you can see, this one, Bangladesh. You can see in English it's not written like Bangladesh. And if you can see, this is Uzbekistan. You can see nowhere. I had to wait a long time to find out which country does this belong to. So finally I found out it belongs to Uzbekistan. So certain banknotes, if you can, as I've shown you this difference, certain banknotes have the denomination in their own numericals. As you can see, Thailand, this is 2 and this is 0. So it's this is in their own numericals, and this is a 20, the numericals we know about. And another example, as you can see it here, this is 5. This is 1. And the next thing is that in certain country they write the name of the country in their own language. As you can see, Italia. And this one, this is the banknote of Madagascar. It's written in their own native language. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. And certain banknotes have the animals or birds in it. So you can see, an owl here, an insect, a butterfly, and as you can see, a bird sitting here. So the next one is about the portrait. As you can see, this is the banknote of United States of America. You can see the portrait of the first president of the United States of America, George Washington. So you can see it is in the center. In certain banknotes it is on the extreme right. This is a portrait of Mahatma Gandhi. It's a banknote of my own country, India. And this in certain country, if you can see, the banknote will be on the portrait of that person will be on the left side. So you can see all the small differences. In certain countries, you can see the portrait of the person and the watermark will be the same. As you can see, he is Saddam Hussein, and you can see the Saddam Hussein in the watermark. And this is India. You can see this is a portrait, and I don't know if you can see, Mahatma Gandhi's watermark, but in certain countries the portrait and the watermark will be different. This is actually a banknote of New Zealand. It's my most favorite banknote. It's actually an old one. You can see the portrait of Sir Edmund Hillary, and the watermark is of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. So, and in certain countries the watermark will be of an animal. You can see it's horse. This is actually 50 Syrian pound. It contains the watermark of horse. And this is the banknote of Uganda. Its watermark is of a bird. This is the Zimbabwean dollar, $100,000. Its watermark is a Zimbabwean bird, one of the icon or the emblem of Zimbabwe. And as you can see, certain banknotes, this is actually Sri Lankan 100 rupee note. If you can see, it is in this one, it's English, Tamil, and the above one is Sinhalese, 3 languages. And the reverse side or the back side will be vertical. So this is one of, you can see the front side is horizontal and the back side is vertical. And certain banknotes will be of the same color, I mean only of one color. You can see Ugandan shilling, it's the same color, but certain banknotes will be different color. As this is an example, you can see different color. And this one Syria, you can see the different color. And the one of the beautiful currency Ukraine, you can see the different color, yellow, blue, and all these things. And certain banknotes will have different security feature. As you can see, the security feature of Lebanese pound, this on the left side of it, you can see the strip, a silver strip. This is one of the security feature. And if you see the India's security feature, it's simply a silver thread in between. Canada's, as you can see, it's fully transparent, as well as you can see the hologram in it. And New Zealand, as you can see, it's simply that window alone is found, the transparent window. This is actually an old banknote. New one I think has that same something similar to this, a transparent thing. And as you can see, Maldives, it has that window in it, and you can see some lines here. This is actually one of the security feature. And certain banknotes, as you can see here, it contains or it has the picture of that particular sport which is popular in that country. It's football or soccer in America and in some parts of the world. In most parts of the world it is known as football, you can see. And you can see here a lot of tradition and a fish and the shell. Each banknote is depending upon their own taste and preference. As you can see, Vietnamese banknote, it's fully in their own language, but still you can say this is Vietnam because this is similar to that of English. Vietnam, dong. Certain banknotes are pretty simple. As you can see, this Israeli, this one is actually an old one. So as you can see, this is very simple, it's not much complicated. You can see it's just a simple banknote. But certain banknotes, you can see it's complex in design, this design, and you can see the design. I don't mean to offend anyone, please. As you can see, this particular banknote, there are 3 signature. Most of the banknote simply contain one. As you can see, the Indian, only one. This is only one person's signature. This is actually the signature in Hindi. It is of the same person. So you can see there are 3 signatures here. This is Peruvian intis. It is an former currency. And certain banknotes will be fraction denomination. As you can see, half dinar of Bahrain. This is 1/4 or quarter dinar of Kuwait. And as you can see, this is also a fraction denomination, 25 piastres. This is actually 1/4 of the Egyptian dinar, I mean Egyptian pound. This is the Omani 100 paisa. This is also fraction denomination. This is 1/10. And you can see certain banknotes are of European pre-euro currencies. You can see this is Cyprus pound, and this is Italian lira. And certain banknotes have the portrait of ordinary people. This is ordinary Cypriot girl, while certain banknotes have the portrait of dictators. As you can see, Saddam Hussein. This was used when Saddam was ruling Iraq. And this is Muammar al-Gaddafi. As you can see, this was actually used when Gaddafi was in power. And certain banknotes are private issue banknotes. As you can see, Arctic and Antarctica, I mean. And you can see certain, this is Yugoslavia. Today actually this country does not exist. And certain banknotes have the portrait of queen or the ruler, as you can see here. Mostly banknotes have the portrait of the notable citizens. Here is a portrait of Queen Elizabeth, and this is the portrait of Mahatma Gandhi. And here is the New Zealand dollar. This is portrait of Sir Edmund Hillary. He was not a politician or not a person in power, but still his portrait is there. He is a notable citizen of New Zealand. And banknotes never remain the same. As you can see, they keep changing. As you can see, this is the Indian 10 rupee banknote. You can see the changes. This is entirely different from this. And these two banknotes are slightly a variation. You can see the slight variation. I mean, these are slightly variable. You can see the rupee symbol here, but it's not here. And this is the new 10 rupee note, but you can use all the 4 in India. You can see the portrait of Mahatma Gandhi here, and the rupee 10 in Hindi in the common 10 rupee. You can see the difference. It never is the same. and certain banknotes are very traditional. As you can see, the American dollar, this is very traditional. And there are banknotes which go out of circulation. As you can see, the 1000 Indian rupee, this was out of circulation on November 8th 2016. You can see this is actually for the blind people. They can feel and say that this is a 1000 rupee. You can see, and if you can see, it is bilingual. Indian rupee is bilingual. You can see the same thing in Hindi, in English, the signature. And if you can see the serial number, it's going from small to big. But certain currencies are, you can see, of one language, fully Arabic, and the serial number is coming from vertical, from top to bottom, and there is one on horizontal, and you can see it's fully in Arabic. In certain countries, as you can see, the front side is in their own language. So if you don't know that language, it might be difficult for you to know which country does this currency belong to. But if you can turn the other side, you can see Cyprus, and you can see the Canadian dollar. It's bilingual, Canada and Bank du Canada, Bank of Canada and Bank du Canada, English and French. In certain countries, you can see there are no people in it. Guyana, $20, no people in it. Madagascar, only a frog. And Egypt, there are no people in it, except a watermark contains Tutankhamun's mask. And certain banknotes contain the tradition of it, of that country. I mean, Indonesian rupiah. Certain banknotes are of a denomination which is very big. You can see $100,000 Zimbabwe and Indonesia, Vietnam, South Korea. If you can see the denomination, these are actually big denominations, even though they might be a cheap currency or something, but you can see the denomination, it is big. For example, if you see $1000 means something very big, or 1000 rupee, it may not be as big, but it's big. And as you can see, most countries have their emblems in it. You can see at the front side, but some countries like United States of America have the emblem at the back, and some countries have the watermark on the right side, but some on the left. And currencies are of different material. You can see paper currencies and polymer, and this is an advanced polymer. So you can see these are few factors which are interesting among the currencies. There are many factors, but these are few. Hope this will encourage you to start collecting the banknotes if you if you are not a banknote collector. And there are many more factors. If you hope you all enjoyed this video, and if I have offended anybody through this video, I would apologize for that. And please subscribe for more videos. If you have liked it, please click like. If you have disliked it, please click dislike. And if you have any suggestions, let me know that through the comments below. Thank you.